Cinematic Tendency, and yes, I am still at the theater. I just watched this new documentary slash film. It's titled "The Case for Heaven," and it's one of those special screenings. So it came out today, Monday, and it's gonna be in theaters today, tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesdays. It's only like a 3 day event. And The Case for Heaven is based on a book by Lee Strobel. So Lee Strobel, if you don't know who he is, let me tell you very quick. He wrote the book The Case for Christ. So Lee Strobel, he was an atheist, and he's a journalist. So his wife, if I'm correctly, his wife became a Christian, and then he didn't like that, so he was having conflict, because his wife was not a believer and he was an atheist. So as a journalist, he began to do a research about the resurrection of Jesus, because he wanted to discredit or debunk Christianity, and it was through his research that he was trying to disprove or to debunk the resurrection of Jesus that Lee became a Christian. And that's just in a nutshell. If you want to know more about Lee Strobel, he has a website, and I'm gonna put a link to his website down in the video description below. But what about this movie? Well, this movie, like I said, The Case for Heaven, is based on his latest book. After he wrote that book, The Case for Christ, Lee Strobel wrote a bunch of other books, like The Case for the Creator, The Case for Grace, The Case for Heaven, right? The Case, I forgot. It's like 5 or 7 other books, which again you can find those books in the link that I'm gonna put down below. So in this film, it's about heaven, right? It's a movie that he's talking about the existence of heaven, why he believes that there's a heaven, why he believes there's a hell. So there is a lot of testimonies and interviews. One of those interviews I thought were like the most interesting for me, were like people that he interviewed, people who had near-death experiences, and in order to make it credible, okay, those interviews, he interviewed people who had a lot to lose and nothing to win. So a lot of those interviews, they were, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of those interviews were moving. My eyes might be a little red. There were other testimonies by other people who also experienced death, like death of loved ones. And some of those testimonies were also moving. One of them was Francis Chan. If you don't know him, you can Google him. He's a very famous evangelist and pastor. We also hear part of the last interview of Luis Palau. If you don't know who Luis Palau was, he was like the Latin American Billy Graham. He passed away recently, Luis Palau. So we get to hear a little bit of part of his last interview with Lee Strobel. I really like this little film, The Case for Heaven. So this was pretty much my first impression of the movie. Who should watch this movie? Maybe you're wondering. Well, I think this movie should be watched by everybody who is either, whether you believe in heaven or not. I think, no, I don't think, I know all of us sooner or later are gonna die, and I never thought about my own death until I guess the older I get, I think more about it. Which is kind of funny because I don't know. I guess as I get older, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna go soon. And I don't know. So yeah, this I like this film because you know it's gonna make you wonder. It's gonna make you think what's gonna happen after we die. Are we gonna go somewhere, or maybe, is there anything after death? You know, like I think all of us should have a conviction about it. Oh, okay, it's a little quiet here. So yeah, so I think you should give it a shot. Like I said, whether you believe or not, I think you should always keep an open mind and see all the possibilities. And so yeah, so as for my first reaction of the Case for Heaven, that's all I'm gonna say. Am I gonna buy it? Probably I will. I mean, I will watch it again, but in theaters it's not gonna happen because it's gonna be here only 3 days. So, but yeah, there's a possibility that I can buy maybe like the digital copy of the Case for Heaven. So yeah, so that's my first reaction for it. So again, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'm gonna see you very soon in another video. And until then, choca la mano. And before you go, right behind me, Theater 10, I just saw the Batman, the rolling, the credits. I recognize the music. Anyway, guys, see you guys soon. Thank you.